Psychology of the human relationships, the found. Nowhere, now, nowhere does the psychology of denial show up more clearly than in your human relationships. While some of you seem to be reasonably happy with your intimate partners, most of you find a lack of true happiness and fulfillment in this department. Yep, of course, because nobody can guess whether the other party will turn up to whether to live up to our expectations or not. And if it doesn't, so we are not um, forced to stay into the relationship. We can always move on. That's the problem. After all, it has been an experience. See what? A lot of you have been asking this channel and our other channels what will happen to your partners during the earth changes. Some of you are afraid your close family members and spouses will not make it through the transition from 30 to 40 density. Others of you that are planning to move into 50 density have the perception that your partners will stay stuck in 30 or 40 densities. As stated in numerous times by us and this channel, you cannot force anyone to change, of course not, especially when you have demands and expectations placed on them by your ego. Yep, each of you must follow the true desires of your soul. If your soul path is different from your intimate partners, then you must face the fact that perhaps you will not make the journey together. Yep. Consequently, you must face unresolved emotional issues around separation, abandonment, rejection, loneliness, and such. The biggest psychological issue we observe in our relationships is the desire to control and manipulate your partners. Yep. This is often subtle, but can be quite overt as well. You go into your relationships with expectations and demands. And when your partner is unable or unwilling to fulfill those expectations and demands, you become upset and disillusioned. So get out. If you can go out, separate. That's simple. Your desire to avoid being alone or your craving for love can cause you to attempt to decide for another what his or her path should be during the earth changes. Each soul must make its own choice as to what path to take as the changes accelerate. It's up to each of you to love and accept those close to you and in unconditional manner. This is accomplished by first loving and accepting yourself unconditionally. This channel and others offer a variety of psychological techniques for clearing the emotional body, ego, and the demands and the expectations you place on others. You will find the path to ascension arduous if you do not clear these issues in the most expedient way possible. Let other people be, Ladu. Just stop force You yourself force. Just relax, aliens, relax. Listen to your body. We, the founders, will assist you in any way we can, yeah, by judging. Tell what you're thinking will be the best for us. And not always what you think is the best for us is what is actually is. But we will not turn this dissertation into the therapy session, and you will not win because you're not qualified and sort of thing. Your physical body is your ultimate therapist because it lets you know, and there comes again, pain on the here, pain in there symbolizes this, pain in there symbolizes that. Please, if I have pain on the liver, on the kidney, the heart, it might be because I have a genetic predisposition to it. That's how I believe it is. Because my mom had it, my father had, my auntie had, my sisters had. So I also got, or my father had. It's not because, because you have pain at the back, because you are carrying more responsibility than you should. You have problems with your knees because you cannot let go of something. You have problem in the intestine because you cannot let go emotion. My God, I just go, make me want to sleep. All this talk. Your physical body is your ultimate therapist because it lets you know when you are in balance and when you are not. Your emotional body is close second in this regard. If you are unsure of your psychological state, then tune into your physical body and find all the places that do not feel light and happy. Congestion, pain, numbness, or discomfort of any kind is an indication that there are unresolved issues, or maybe lack of nutrients, or some genetic predisposition to diseases, lack of exercise, too much work, too much exercise, huh? Why don't you say that? Why you stop being so sickening, fanatic, and think about everything now is spirituality. Everything now is spirituality. What's this, man? They may be simple and straightforward for you because you believe it to be so, but doesn't have to be this way. And I will point out for science, the physiology. I would say that some lifestyle, because of the lack of some nutrients, too much work or underwork, all this play a part. Nothing to do with your emotional thing. There you come for judgment again. There you come. There may be simple and straightforward, such as when I know your body's comfort because you are too busy pursuing a mental obsession. You can even be mentally obsessed with truth, and then you mentally obsessed with all this. If you have been ignoring your body, you just need to become more aware of it and how it interfaces with the rest of you. If there are emotions attached to body pain and discomfort, then these need to be addressed by giving them full attention and then asking for assistance from your God self and helpers. The psychological healing section below will assist you in this regard. Techniques for healing the emotional body. Ask to be shown exactly what you need to do to clear your emotional issues. Perhaps a therapy session or support groups is called for. Perhaps it's something you can resolve on your own, like me, through greater love and self-acceptance. Usually, when there are resolved emotions, it means you are not listening to one or more parts of yourself. you are in denial. You are suppressing and even repressing some of your desires because you have a belief that those desires are wrong or cannot be fulfilled, cannot be fulfilled. In each case will not be our problem because it's beyond our reach, right? So it's not us to blame or should not be fulfilled. Should or be wrong, this one is not accepted, but the cannot be, that's the one that most afflict all of us. We cannot do this, we cannot do that because it's limited, I mean, I'm talking about things like places where we want to go, and then we cannot for some reasons. So do not blame us if you feel depressed. Sometimes you must return to basics and ask the various aspects of the self. What do you really want? Okay, you're gonna give the money. What I want? Okay, you're gonna give the money. Give a 4-digit number or 6-digit number. If you don't, then don't talk. Don't need even to talk. Then listen carefully and attentively for an answer. We are not saying this will be easy, and I'm not saying gonna be easy. If I have to listen to you all, I go wrong. I'm gonna starve to death. I don't know. I'm gonna just die in the corner there and turn to dust. For example, your spirit might be prodding you to walk in the seats, helping souls through the transition. But your emotional body might be afraid of being in the cities and might feel unsafe. If that's the case, you will need to explore your unsafe feelings and communicate with them. So don't go. It's your free will. The co-negative belief, I'm not safe, will color your entire perception of the earth changes and likely make you fearful of what's to come. When you are in fear, you cannot think clearly and make wise choices. So clearing the fear is an essential step in the healing process. Also, it's better to be safe than sorry. Huh? Why don't you say that? One ounce of prevention, but then an inch of cure. There are a number of ways of clearing your fears, and they all involve completely facing the fear. The simplest technique is to become aware of all of the facets of your fear by noticing how it feels in your body, where it's located, what it's telling you, what it looks and sounds like, what its texture is, what its color and patterns looks like, etc. Then breathing deeply and bringing God's limitless love and compassion into the area that feels fear. This channel has a technique whereby he has you put your fear into a golden ball of light and send it up to God. Does it ever work? Oh my God, people still believe in fairy tales. Does it really work? I like to be down to earth. When you have cleared your negative emotional patterns, you become aware of the essential self beneath the layers of psychological barriers. It is then possible to listen to the wise, all-loving, all-knowing voice of your God presence. This voice will guide you in the direction that is for your highest and best soul growth, happiness, and well-being. Psychology of soul growth. This channel has been sectioned in this hardcore book, Life in the Cutting Edge, that describes the process of personal and spiritual growth. The review quickly he states that there is a four-phase process in the acquisition of physical and spiritual experience. Phase 1, revelation. The first phase of the growth process involves a period of revelation or transmission of information that comes into the mind of the seeker, usually in a new and unexpected manner. Traditionally, psychologists call this insight. Suddenly, you can see things in a new light. You have an aha experience. You become open to something completely new and unknown to the conditioned mind. This is often a very joyful experience and is called satori in some Eastern philosophies. Phase 2, disillusionment and purification. The revelatory period is usually followed by a period of disillusionment and discomfort. The new information will undoubtedly clash with existing belief systems and emotional paradigms. Yes, it happened to me. This is where a lot of traditional researchers get stuck. They have become addicted to the normal way of thinking about things. But to me it was very easy. I only have a headache for one day. And now suddenly they are being asked to give all that up in favor of something that sounds outlandish and fantastic. You can recall how the establishment of ancient Europe reacted when they were told the world was not flat. But it was not Christian who said that. It's the Muslim who thinks that the world is flat. Please stop your discrimination of Christian. If the soul who reaches the stage of disillusionment has made an intense commitment to seeking the truth, he or she will usually get through this period of discomfort with relative ease. But nevertheless, it is this phase of the growth process that gives rise to the adage, 2 steps forward and 1 step back. I went 5 steps ahead and a 4 step back. This phase of the growth process involves the need to purify and cleanse the self of all barriers to growth. In order to fully integrate the new experiences, it is necessary to examine all that is in the way of being able to open completely to the new energies. For a time, it will seem as though things are getting worse, and it is, because a lot of stuff will be coming up to be healed. This is one of the reasons things seem to be getting worse on planet Earth. All that is false must be revealed before it can be healed. And so, this stage of the growth process is often a movement away from denial and into a facing of the realities of the shadow self. This means examining all the places that have been hidden in darkness and repression. It means shining the light of the truth into the darkest corners of the psyche. The path of the soul is often depicted as a stairway to heaven. The path of the steps going up represents the revelatory experiences and rapid awakenings, while the flat path of the steps represents the purification and purging of the old self evident in phase 2, and also what this channel calls the consolidation phase, or phase 3. Consolidation means that the aspects of the self have rapidly expanded and oneness must wait for these lower aspects of the self to catch up. For the moment, however, let us stay with phase 2 of the growth process. During the second phase, the temporary enlightenment initially experienced seems to go away and the old pattern seems to return. This step back could take the form of old thoughts rearing their ugly little heads, just when you thought you had completely cleared them. It could be an old hurt or resentment coming up at the least appropriate and convenient time. It could be something embarrassing that you said in public, or something that brought up an old feeling of shame. That's nonsense. You might observe yourself knowing better and yet falling into the same habitual pattern over and over again. Perhaps you have acquired an addictive behavior that you want to clear and know you can clear. Yet it seems to take you over just when you thought you were getting free. There is a lot of residue from the old egoic self that still needs to clear for most of you. Remember, after entering into the density of form, it took thousands of years for you to descend farther into darkness and ignorance. Lifetime after lifetime, you became more and more immersed in the density of the third dimension. So it is unrealistic to expect everything that's holding you back to magically disappear after saying a few affirmations. It is unrealistic to expect to be completely free of negativity after 20 to 30 years of personal growth. Then, if after 20 to 30 years of personal growth I do not grow, then I might as well stop. I might as well stunt myself and do not try, keep on trying again for what? Wasting of time. The world you live in is dominated by negativity. So when in the rain, let's get wet. When in the dance floor, let's dance to the rhythm of the music. Since the recent dispensations began, the number of positively oriented people living on your world has increased from about 20% to about 25%. Although progress has been slow from the point of view of an average human lifetime, it has been phenomenal when you consider that up until now, during the history of Earth, only about 300 souls have physically ascended. The 5% of soul of humanity that has moved toward the light since the recent dispensations began represents millions of souls that might still be wandering in darkness otherwise. Yeah, we need, for those who are very poor, who's on the dark, they need money, tangible money to pay the bills and not just spirituality. The spirituality not going to pay their bills, not going to feed them. I'm down to earth. You have a say on your word. In order to go where you want to go, you must start where you are. That's stupid saying. Of course, to start somewhere, you have to be somewhere first, right? Then what? You are there, and then after that you come here. So how to go there when you already once there? This may seem very basic, but a great many of you have refused to look fully at things as they are. You have an image of how things should be, and when they do not fit your model, You get upset and resort to various psychological manipulation processes in order to justify your position. And why not? Why not? And if valid reasons, because we have been suffering for a long, long time. You see? And only a fool will still be stabbed time again, stabbed, shot at, burnt, and still laugh like an idiot. What's that? And this is just an analogy, yeah? And I say shot or stabbed, I mean that you have been many times beaten up by life, by circumstances, by evil people. And then you want what? Not to complain, to keep quiet, to just to smile, impelled if a stick is impelled from below to the top of your head. It doesn't make any sense. That is masochism. The Greek calls it masochism. Though is those are people who likes to suffer, and I mean people does not like to suffer. If a good reason is already time for nirvana. The most simple of this is just plain denial. Until you can acknowledge and accept that you are here to suffer and put up with your eyes and all our games and all our script, is it? The way things are, including all of your imperfections. You will not have the clarity and energy necessary to make a real change. But wait a minute, the problem here is not imperfection. It's not because we do not accept ourselves, it's much the contrary. On the other hand, if this were real the reason why you are making all this speech, you will not be here in the first place. If we were for our imperfection because you think low of ourselves. I mean, yeah, there are some who look down upon themselves, but not all. Most of us here on earth look very high upon ourselves. We are egoic, yeah, we are egoic, but so what? We are narcissists, so what? However, the point is that we should complain when things are not right. We should strive to make it right? And we shouldn't suffer alone, and we should suffer with our mouth shut. We must speak up, voice up our hurts, our feelings, etc. And I look at how these beings are. Earlier on, he said that the cause of psychopathy, of violence, is all about repression. Now they are trying to repressing us by saying that we should keep quiet in the face of so many sufferings that you see around us and imperfection. The second phase of purification and is called the dark night of the soul in some philosophies. Phase 3, acceptance. The third phase of the growth process involves self-acceptance. This is where you accept all aspects of your experience as perfect. Is it perfect to, maybe for some people, lose a leg? One example, there's this man here, near is my neighbor. He has been a taxist for many years. He was after driving car, he would go for gym. He was a very active man. One day, last year, unfortunately, his taxi crashed and he was made paralyzed. Should he accept this? Right when he needed the money to support the family. How about the woman who lose her legs for diabetes or other problem? When she should be working to support her family, should she be happy and accept her imperfections? in this experience is perfect, just so to make you ease, because you know that down in your conscience you know that you guys have screwed up. You guys have screwed up, and you have a part to play in all this, and you are responsible for many of the misery you and those stupid humans here. Okay, those who put up with you, those who follows you, those who accept all this. If they accept, then they consent. They consent to all the sufferings and all the rubbish that you see on earth. Once you stop fighting with the aspects of yourself that seems to be holding you back or moving more slowly, and amazing thing happens. Those parts of your being, you will begin to grow and change as well. This means totally and completely feeling whatever it is you are feeling without trying to escape or avoid it. We are not suggesting you wallow in it or move into dramatics as a way of getting attention and sympathy. Oh, let's not complain. Let's not talk about our problems, because otherwise, for these aliens and all their minions here, um, is viewed as wanting to get attention or sympathy. We are attention seekers, they always say. Oh, is a drama queen. Drama queen. So, in this case, what's the purpose of psychologists, psychiatrists then? If it is they are not there to listen to the people, in the meantime they do not offer no answers for their problems anyway, because their problems is about love, not say love in man or woman sex, no, about love from the parents, love for somebody else who truly love them unconditionally speaking. It's about money, financial problem, or something not quite right in their lives that they need to fulfill, unfulfilled dreams, so to say. They will not fix that. So it's a waste of time to look for psychiatrists, much less psychologists, and I'd rather see a shrink. So, however, you must be willing to be with your experience. See, you must be willing to give 100% attention to what you are experiencing. For example, all of you reading this are in human bodies, unless a few ETs have managed to obtain copies. Your human bodies are most likely manifesting imperfections in some way. Sure, you know about instantaneous healings, so-called miracle healings. Yeah, I do that. And advice the psychic and intuitive powers. Yeah, I have that, but I have been blocked now. Some of you has blocked my vision, but it's okay, I can get back. You know, you are one with God. Sure, why not? You know you have a whole universe helping you grow and evolve. I hope so. I really wish I could believe that. Chet, hardly a day goes by when you don't fall into one of those human foibles. The channel talks about it. It could be a sore knee or a stiff lower back. It could be a head cold or cough. Perhaps you just feel low energy at various times throughout the day. Yeah, it's called AT send energy, dark force send energy, and mission energies in our way. I know, and do not try to to deny it. How I know? Because I have pinpoint you guys every day in September and October. I get some bony problem every September and October. And right when the planets are moving, right when they are here to make trouble, this problem started with me. So I came to a conclusion that actually there's something behind it. It's not feelings because, hey, not every September and October I'm feeling the same way. Not every September and October. No. Some September I'm okay, some September I'm not. So it's not the case. This channel has a two-step formula for psychological healing. First, you must fully feel, experience, and accept whatever is taking place within you and in your life. Oh, how nice for me to say. So I go now to those slums where people dwells and people live in the sewage or the once yet people live on the road. Hey, uh, whatever you are feeling right now and experience, you must accept it. Okay, you must not complain, and you must take it as it is, because otherwise it's a sin, or it's gonna make you obese, or even it's gonna kill you. You know, if there's a hurricane coming, or maybe um, 5 degrees Fahrenheit, the weather drop 5 degrees Fahrenheit, you still have no, you still need to keep quiet, even if you have no pullovers, no clothing to make you warm, and no blanket, no warm blanket, no thermal blanket. You must still be okay, because this is your experience. You must be quiet, just accept the cold and whatever comes. That's how they are trying to say here. That's mean they do not want to accept their part of responsibility in the creation of things. And the worst yet are you all who condones them, who conceptualize with those beings, right? You see that when I criticize here, I see the points where I accept and I say they are right, okay, it's okay, yeah, I agree. And some points I do not agree, then I will criticize because it doesn't make any sense at all. And only an idiot will think that it does, right? So you must be able to detach from your drama and view it from a higher perspective. Oh, let me see, okay, now I'm in a snow place, let's say I'm I'm not say beggars, but I'm a homeless person. I'm on the road. There's snowing now. I don't have much clothing on, and I'm here. Oh, look at how high I am! How happy I am! It's snowing. I'm almost naked, and I'm happy. I'm happy. And this is what? This is Alice. I'm in Alice in Wonderland. Look at me. That's stupid, stupid. I do not accept all this. This is nonsense, garbage, rubbish. Once you have become fully present with your experience, that is if you survive your experience here, and then don't commit suicide, or some people do something stupid because they cannot take it anymore. They go berserk, they run amok because they just can't take the pressure. You understand? That is, if they pass the test that you inflict upon them, then it's time to expand your world and see until you are able to view the drama from outside of the process. Oh, how nice if we could dislocate our soul while the body is suffering, and then just watch the drama from afar. Say, hey, look at my body, they're suffering. Look at how cool, huh? Cool, very nice. Oh, after when he's okay, I go back there to him. I'm gonna get back to him again. I'm gonna attach myself to their body again. But meanwhile, let me just watch that body suffering That's stupid, stupid perspective, stupid excuses even. This is the detachment spoken of in the second step of healing. Going into meditation and simply watching the drama of your life as it folds is the key. Oh, meditation. Then after that, still the bills have to pay. The lights goes off. The water's cut. No food on the table. Meditation gonna help you? No. So let's be down to earth. Get down, get down. As stated in this channel's prior work, if a soul indulges too deeply in the first step and is unable to become detached, he or she is often referred to as a drama king. Oh, see, or a drama queen. All of you know someone who constantly emotes and displays a great deal of passion and pain, yet never completely resolves the issues at hand. Then you solve for all those people, you go there and help them. Tangible, in a tangible way. Gives them even a hope, a rope from where they can brought them up from the pit from where they are. Why don't you do this? Go there and help them with tangible help. What does everybody does? Judgment anyone can give, but I want to see you give tangible help. Tangible. Money, money, money. Jobby, jobby, jobby. Helpy, helpy, helpy. Aroof, aroof, aroofy. Will you? You don't, then you shut up. Conversely, those who detach without full feeling and experiencing what's taken place are the ivory tower intellectuals. Oh my God. How they label thinking, although they just think that they are so elevated because they are given label. They are ivory tower, they are a Buddha, they are a Christ. Oh, they can take so much sufferings. So they think that he going to pay the bills or fill up himself with labels, with titles. How stupid can you get, huh? Who spend most of their lives talking and thinking about things and rarely experiencing them. These souls are often called space cadets, or airy fairy dreamers. Those are the Aquarians people, the airhead Geminis and Aquarians. You cannot overcome and transit this world by the night or pretend you don't feel anything. Hey, hello, hello. On top of that, you say that's exactly what we should do. Now we turn around and say that we shouldn't. We shouldn't deny or pretend that is not feeling all the pains and the sufferings and the pressure. It shows how how insidious, how paradox, how complex those entities are, how paradox they are. You see, they are not consistent at all, and it's still worse are the idiots who follows them. Sincerely, you are an idiot. I'm sorry, but you are. I don't have another word for you to describe you. Or by trying to go beyond your humanity. But it's not. Once that not exactly what you ask from those people to forget their humanity, to go into meditating, to forget our hunger pangs, to forget the test, to forget all the sufferings. It's not exactly this what you are inferring in a suggesting, Because I tell you, it's not you, it's not your body. You need to come down here and be a stray dog, be a stray cat, and be a homeless person. Then you understand what's to suffer. It's easier to observe others suffering while you laugh at their expensive, their misery. Once you completely accept your humanity and work with it, your spiritual self will give you the tools that are necessary in order to truly transcend the limitations of the 3D world. By acknowledging and accepting all the aspects of yourself. By acknowledging and accept myself doesn't mean that I have to suffer. Suffering has never been the way and the road to enlightenment, to sainthood, to success. Suffering should be erased from this fake spiritual dictionary. You are in effect bringing all those aspects to the table where real decisions can be made. What for? I bring all these aspects to the table. What is gonna happen? What gonna do to me? Still gonna materialize what I want? If it doesn't, so what? And don't bring but we give to you what you need and not what you want. Because not always you all deserve it. So you might as well you give nothing, because I don't need words. If words is very good, it will be sold at a golden price. Okay? Phase 4, integration. The last phase of the growth process involves the bringing together of all the aspects of self so that they are functioning as one complete whole. When all of your aspects are working together, you are invincible, unstoppable. You can move mountains. There are various techniques for achieving soul integration. This channel's conference room technique is one example. This is an exercise whereby the different parts of the self meet across from each other around a conference table, and each aspect gets to express its view of the situation, along with the aiding of any fears or doubts that they need to be cleared. Once the various aspects are able to reach a consensus on the way to proceed, real progress is made. The first step to soul integration involves becoming aware of the different parts of the self. This is why we have included a fairly rigorous analysis of the emotional and mental bodies in previous paragraph. No, you didn't analyze anything that I saw so out of the extraordinary. I could do a better job, I'm sorry to say it. I could have done a better job to analyze all that. To me it was nothing. I saw more judgment. The more clearly you examine the self and its various aspects, the easier it will be to know exactly what each aspect wants. We know already. Do you think we are to talk to a child? You not talk to a child. Do you know what exactly you want? We know. Many times a specific aspect just wants to be loved and accepted, or at the very least acknowledged and listened to, or just want to be in peace and be alone or independent. That's all. And not acknowledged, not worshipped, not accepted, not loved, not viewed, not always. That's why you are wrong again in your analyze. I can do a better analyze. As you go through the earth changes, it's important to listen carefully to every aspect of your psyche, including your so-called inner child. Actually, you have many inner children. Each has a voice that needs to be heard and accepted. even if you decide not to follow the advice of that voice, because that voice always never sends us to the correct path. It eludes us and sends us out to the abyss. There's a lot more we could say about the psychology of the self, but we must move on at this time to another related